Hello YouTube. It's been a day since the Apple Worldwide Developer Conference in San Francisco, and this is the developer preview of OS 10 10.10 Yosemite. Let's go to About This Mac to see they're actually running the developer preview here. OS 10 10.10. I'm running on a MacBook early 2009, 2 GHz Core 2 Duo, as you can see here. And everything is working beautifully. This is what the new About This Mac looks like, as far as we can tell right now. This is what the new system preferences look like. As you can see, icons have all changed because they've gone for a more flat iOS 7-like look. So pretty much the colors have changed, but it's still very much Mac because there is quite a vast difference between the icons in macOS 10 and iOS 7 and 8. I actually prefer these icons. I personally think that iOS 7 is a bit too bright in terms of color, and there's not much shading in their icons, and this is quite a bit more appealing to the eye. At least that's in my opinion. This is more of a first look video in that case. So, yeah, it's still very much beta, so some icons haven't really changed much at all. But that's just so you can get a feel for what has changed. So, the window composition has changed a bit. As you can see, it's all more flat looking. Some things that have had major overhauls are, of course, Safari, email, and the notification center. So first of all, we'll go to the notification center here. As you can see, we've got the Today view now instead of just your regular notification that you would have in OS 10, Mavericks, and Mountain Lion. So here's your Today view. You can pin widgets to this, so you can just scroll through to see all your favorite widgets for stuff like weather, or sports, stocks, calendar. So for instance, if you want to add weather, we'll just click Add. If it will detect my location at least. It seems it cannot. So I will just enter my hometown. There we go. And it's 21 degrees Celsius outside right now. So now I have weather pinned here. As you can see down here, we've got 2 new widgets we can add. Actually 3. The calculator, social, or world clock. For instance, if we don't really want a reminder, or at least want to reschedule everything, let's click the social and drag it. Just click on the plus. And now we can drag it in here. You can also remove reminders right now. And here we've got social. For instance, I want to have this on top so I can, for instance, open my Facebook or my LinkedIn profile, check my messages or Twitter. I can easily see them right now. I'm not quite sure if this will actually work, so now I'll just click on the Facebook icon and see what happens. No account is configured. So now we can add our account and we should get Facebook notifications right here. So no new notifications, we know that. Let's go to edit again. For instance, I want to add my world clock. We can now just click the plus again. And we'll have it on top of the calendar. And now we click done. Now we have a world clock for Cupertino. And apparently it's about 8 AM in the morning, which is pretty much superfluous to say. But that's good to know. So now in your Today view in your notification center, you can pin all kinds of stuff that you would like to see. No longer just your regular notifications, but you can just customize it the way you like. So you can have weather, stocks, calendar, world clock, all your social media. You can just have them right here, click them and check your notifications really quickly and really efficiently. I apologize for the fan noise if that gets in the way, but that's just the way this MacBook operates. So that's Notification Center. Let's take a look at Safari now. This is the new Safari. As you can see, the title bar has moved, and what it really does is it creates more screen real estate, so you have some more room to work. There's a new button right here on this side. This is the share button, by the way. We cannot really use it because we're not on the website. But if, for instance, we would go to, I don't know, YouTube. I can just click the share button now. I can add it to a reading list, bookmark it, I can email this page, I can use an AirDrop, I can message it, etc., etc., etc. I can just share it with the world So if you're working on some kind of page, or if you want to invite someone for dinner or something, or planning on a vacation, and you've seen something, you can actually just share it. For instance, we could just, oh what? Sorry, it's that view. You can just, click on this, click on messages. It would open up the messaging app, which would allow you to share with your friends. Messaging does not work on my Mac, so I can't properly show you that. See, now you can just add your recipients. You can add multiple recipients here, and then you would be set. And if you have multiple tabs open, just open another tab and go to hack Facebook. You know what? No, Outlook.com. We want some Microsoft in here. Hell yeah. That's my mail address. I don't really care if you have that. I don't use that thing. So now we can just go to Tab View. As you can see, we got all our tabs open here. And it can see my iPad through iCloud. And I apparently have Google open there. So if I would just... Now I can just go to Google. That's where I left off on my iPad. That's all synced through iTunes. That's one of those really new features that were introduced here in OS X Yosemite. You can now totally keep working on things you've done on your iOS device as well as on your Mac. So for instance, if you're working on a Pages document on your Mac or on your iPad or iPhone, and you put the thing away, it will sync with iTunes and you can actually open the thing up. This will only work if your device is running iOS 8. So no one is running iOS 7, but the sync through Safari with OS X Yosemite and iOS 7 so far is seemingly pretty good. That's enough for Tab View. This is just, it looks pretty sweet though. One thing they really advertise at WWDC with is, just take a look at the title bar. It changes color whenever you scroll something underneath it. So you get the idea that it's not totally gone, it's actually moving through the window. I'm just taking it slow so you can see the colors change on the top. I actually really like that touch. Okay, so that's pretty much the new Safari. There's not much else to it, in all honesty. So let's close that up. Okay, let's go to Mail. Mail has received a major overhaul as well. You can now, for instance, add large videos or large photos and mail them to someone, even if they're more than 20 megabytes in size. What this will do is... Okay, now it's just opening up my email. Okay, that's pretty cool. What this allows you to do is you can send these really large videos. It will send them to the Apple servers, keep them there, and your recipient can just download them from that server. So you no longer have to actually attach that to your email. It is sort of attached, but it's stored at a different location. So if you really have this really important video you want to share with your family, you can just mail it to them. They can download it to their computer, even if it's a Windows PC. It can also be a Mac or Linux PC, whatever. And then you can just download and use it anyway. So you can actually share all of your content without having to worry about the 20 megabyte file size that was limited back in the day. So that's pretty much Mail, as far as I can tell. And another major thing that I actually just skipped was the new dock. Previously we had this mirror-like dock that was actually, the gloss was toned down a bit in Mavericks, and now they've actually gone all the way, making it look like the iOS 7 dock. In all honesty, in OS X, I don't really mind it that much. It just looks pretty slick. I just hope that software like Onyx will actually allow you to tweak it a bit, so it can actually either make it fully transparent or just change the way it looks altogether. I don't mind 2D, but at least, by all means, let me change that thing. I want to have that fully transparent. That would be totally sweet. So yeah, I know I've been rambling a bit, but I'm just pretty excited for this version because I've been waiting for it for a hell of a long time. I enjoyed Mavericks, but I really like the design touches that Apple made in this version, OS X Yosemite. I will keep you guys updated on things that might change in the future and bugs that get fixed. There are only a few minor bugs that I want to touch here. that I've actually noticed, and that's pretty much that firmware fusion does not work on Yosemite right now. That will probably be fixed in the future. That's to be expected with the beta software. When you first install it and your battery is at full charge, it will say your battery is at 1%. You have to just unplug your MagSafe and plug it back in, and it will be just fine. And in my case, the volume icon was missing in my Finder bar. I fixed that by, just going to the sound preferences and checking the Vox again to show the icon in the bar itself. So those are all really easy fixes for just some very, very tiny bugs. So just to go over the changes again, Notification Center is changed in the way that you have a today view now, where you can just pin all of your widgets and check your social media and stuff. So it's no longer just your regular notifications, but pretty much full customization of your notifications and the way you want to receive them on your device. Safari has changed in a way that the Finder bar, or title bar has changed. It is actually gone now. You have tab view, which is a hell of a lot better looking than it was, and you can just continue browsing where you left off on your iDevice. And you can share every page you're on through mail, social media, messages, etc. So that's all pretty sweet, pretty slick. The dock has changed in look. The whole OS has changed in look. In my opinion, for the better. I like the original styling, but this is actually starting to really like it a lot. And it, of course, since it is beta software, it has a few minor bugs. But that's pretty much it. Some things that I can't show here, but that are very important to note here for OS X Yosemite is the integration with iOS, like I mentioned before. You can do work on your iDevice and continue it on your Mac. This works for email. This works for editing pages, Keynote, and Numbers files. This works for internet browsing. I don't know if I actually mentioned that before. And of course, one really major thing is you can auto-connect a hotspot from your iPhone. So if you have an iPhone with iOS 8 laying around, you just click here on Wi-Fi, and the device will just show up. You can click it, and it will automatically set up a hotspot on that device. Even if it's on the other side of the room, as long as it's within Wi-Fi range. You can just automatically set up a hotspot. That's cool. And you can make calls and message, even text messaging, SMS, through your Mac, even though your iPhone is on the other side of the room. This will also work for your iPad. You can make calls and stuff from your iPad as well. So there is a full integration between OS X and iOS in this new release, OS X Yosemite 10.10. This is probably going to be the end of my video. Hopefully you've enjoyed this brief overview of some features that were introduced in OS X Yosemite, and I will keep you posted if some things actually change, if compatibility changes. As far as I can tell, I'll just keep you guys posted as much as I can. One thing that I want to mention is that in terms of requirements, you can still run OS X Yosemite on the same Macs that you could run Mavericks and Mountain Lion on. If your Mac can run Mountain Lion natively, not with the hack, what's it called, ML Post Vector. If it can run Mountain Lion natively, Mavericks natively, it can run Yosemite. And iOS 8 is supported on the iPhone 4S and higher, iPad 2 and higher. So that's pretty much the conclusion of this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I thank you all for watching. And